Hello, stamping friends. This is Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cars. I'm glad you can join me today. And if this is your first time finding me, welcome. Please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down below. I'd appreciate that. Today, I'm going to make a fun card using the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set and dies. And the Hey Birthday Chick and dies plus the Hey Chick and dies that Stampin' Up! Has brought back from 2017. You can order both of those stamp sets and the dies through June 30th. Hey Birthday Chick is the new stamp set, but Hey Chick was a stamp set from 2017. So I wanted to show you a cute card using the Hey Birthday Chick. So give you an opportunity. If you like this stamp set, you may want to order it before June is over with. So let's turn the camera down and let's start stamping. Okay, so it's been a while since I've made a card using these stamp sets. And today I'm going to make a birthday card using Hey Birthday Chick. And this stamp set also comes with dies. And I have pulled out the one that we're going to use today, which cuts the chick with the balloon. And that's the one we're going to use. But you can also purchase Hey Chick. And you have 3 chickens. Hey Chick, you're a good egg. The egg, have a happy day. And Chick dies. And this comes with like fencing, a chicken house, corn stalk. So you have a lot of really neat dies with the Hey Chick stamp set. And again, you can order either one of these stamp sets or both through the month of June. And then they'll be gone. So I wanted to share a card today. I think it's a fun set, and you may want to add it to your wish list. The colors we're going to use today are Blackberry Bliss, Old Olive, Cajun Craze, and also I'm going to use Daffodil Delight cardstock. So let me set our stamp set aside, and I'm going to be using the Stamparatus today. But first, I'm going to bring in the trimmer. And I'm going to bring in 8.5 by 11 cardstock of Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. I'm going to cut this 11 by 4 1/4. So I'll line this up. And then I'm going to score this at 5 1/2. So I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way. And when I score, I like to go back and forth several times. And then I'll go ahead and fold this in half and take my bone folder and give it a crisp edge. And then what we're going to do is that we are going to cut 1 1/2 inches off the bottom of this front panel. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to cut 1 1/2. And I think I'm going to move my ink pads out of the way so I can lay this flat and we can make sure that we're going to be cutting correctly. And then I'm going to lay this aside. We're going to use this later. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut another 2 1/2 inches off the front panel. So I'm leaving this in here just like I had it, and I'm going to go to 2 1/2. So we're cutting from the front and the same side. And then I'm going to use this as a layer. So I'm going to slip that out, and right now, this is how our card looks. So I'm going to lay this aside, lay the trimmer aside, and then I'm going to bring in some basic white. And I'll have the dimensions down below this video where it says where the description is, and just click on show more. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp "You're Still a Spring Chicken." So this will be inside our card, and I'm going to use Old Olive. I turned off the air conditioning. If you heard that loud noise, I'm right by the air conditioning vent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ink up with Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp, close up, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this inside our card. So this is a fun little card. I'm not sure of I'm sure it has a name, Priscilla, and you can read her name on the screen because I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but this is where I got the idea from, is from Priscilla. So I'm going to lay this aside, and I'm going to bring in our stamp apparatus. I know it's going to have a glare on it. And a scrap of basic white. And then I'm going to bring in our image of our chick. So I'm going to go ahead and set that right there. Get this lined up. And then I have small grid paper in here. And then I'm going to kind of, maybe I need a little bit larger scrap of basic white, but I think we'll get it to work. That's going to work. And we're going to die cut it out too. So, okay, I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. Excuse me, I am going to use Blackberry Bliss, but first I'm going to use Cajun Craze because I'm going to ink up the chick in Cajun Craze. But the balloon I'm going to ink up in Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to go ahead and sometimes it helps to put a ink pad under here when you ink up your stamp. And then I'm going to press on. If I don't get a good image, then I can go ahead and stamp again. I like that. I think that'll work fine. And now we'll bring in our Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to do the balloon. I'm going to try to get a little bit of the string, although when I put the label on this card, it will probably cover up the string. Okay, and then I'll press it down. So the balloon is in Blackberry Bliss, and then the chick is in Cajun Craze. And the string, you can see the string and the balloon. I may go ahead and ink that up just a little bit more on the balloon. To get a better imprint. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Then I'm going to bring in my chamois to clean my stamp. Looks like you got a little extra at the top of our stamp apparatus, so I want to get that clean. Okay, then I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I will bring in our die cut, and I'll lay that right over here. And I go ahead and die cut this out. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Blackberry Bliss. And this is the dark. And I'm going to go ahead and color the balloon with Blackberry Bliss. So we stamped the balloon in Blackberry Bliss. And I have one already cut out, so I'm just going to kind of hurriedly shade this in with our Stampin' Blends. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of make it a little bit darker on one side to kind of give it some shading. And now I'll die cut this out. And I have one already completed right here, although I do need to go ahead and color, there we go, the end of the balloon. Okay, so we have this. And now we're ready to put our card together, but we do need to stamp the sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in, and this is a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. I'm going to bring in Old Olive, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. And this is from our Hey Birthday Chuck. Straight down and straight up. We're going to finish our stamping first, so we have another layer of basic white. And bring in our Old Olive. And we're going to make a little background using this stamp that is in the Hey Birthday Chuck. I'm going to bring in a little small grid paper so I can stamp off. So I'll stamp off and then onto my basic white. And you can just randomly and then when you finish, it will look like this. And now we're ready to put our card together. So this is a fairly quick and easy card, but it's a little bit different. And I think it's really cute, and I hope you like it. So please leave me a comment if you like this card. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to, because that really helps helps me to be able to bring more videos to you and helps me grow. So now we're going to layer up our card. So we're going to start with Old Olive. And again, the measurements will be down below. And then this is Blackberry Bliss that we cut from our card base. So we're going to layer that right here. And then I also have Daffodil Delight. And then we're going to layer. So let's go ahead and put that together. It doesn't really matter which layer which order, if you start from the Blackberry Bliss or start with the basic white. But I went ahead and added some liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and line the Blackberry Bliss on the Old Olive. And once I get it straight as I can. And then next I'm going to adhere the Daffodil Delight. So I've added adhesive. And we'll place this down. So you just see a little bit of that Blackberry Bliss showing through. And now we will add our basic white that we went ahead and added. Kind of made our own DSP. Try to get that lined up. Okay. And now we're going to turn this over and pop this up with dimensionals. So we'll add our dimensionals. Put one on the balloon. And now we're going to go ahead and add our little check. And now we are ready. Remember, we saved this piece here was 1.5. And this is going to be the bottom of our card. So you do want to make sure that you have it lined up even with the bottom. So make sure it's lined up. But first we're going to add the top. So this piece here is going to sit like this. I'm going to bring in my bone folder because I feel like I need to make this a better crease. There we go. So I'm just going to lay this aside right now. And we're going to adhere this. And I am thinking instead of the liquid glue, I'm going to bring in the Stamp and Seal Plus because I feel like it's going to be maybe just a little bit stronger. And I want this to adhere well on the card. So I'm trying to get the same amount on each side. And then I'm going to lay this down here and have it even. Make sure you can see. And then turn this over. And we'll add a couple strips of the Stamp and Seal Plus. Get this again, make sure we get this exactly like we want it because we want to line it up with the bottom. So we're not gluing this down, we're just lining this up. This is just going to be attached to the front piece. So see, this opens up like this. And now we're going to add our happy birthday right here. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple dimensionals and then put a little bit adhesive in the middle. And we'll take the cap off of our dimensionals. I'm going to line this up right at the edge of the old olive layer. And you could, you can put this wherever, but I'm going to kind of put it right over the string of the balloon. And here we have, happy birthday. You're still a spring chicken, excuse me. Happy birthday, you're still a spring chicken. And let's add some bling. So I'm going to bring in our rhinestone basic jewels. You can never go wrong with those. But you could add whatever rhinestones or whatever bling you would like to. Pick those up. Take your pick. And I'm going to put one right there. So here we go. Happy birthday. You're still a spring chicken. Let me know in the comments if you like this card. Again, the Hey Birthday Check and Hey Check stamp set and dies are only available to the end of June. You can place your order. Use me as your demonstrator. terryhartley.stampinup.net. If you do not have a demonstrator, I'll have a link to my shop in the description down below and all the measurements and a list of the items that I used today to make this card. And I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and have a great week.